Today for devotion, I'm thinking about something that we need to do or something we need to know to start our day off. One of the most critical things, I believe, is understanding how to trust God in the worst situations. And knowing that the things that we're going through are not self-inflicted, but these things are necessary to our character building. I've learned that God has ways of having us go through experiences that teaches us how to trust Him and how to love Him. But what I found even more so is that the more we stay in our faith, the deeper and the stronger and the more intense these trials tend to be. We can't ever get to a place where we believe that the trial is meant to kill us, nor can we ever get to a place where we believe that we won't make it out. But we have to always be confident in this one thing. This one thing we have to know that we find in Psalm 31. He said, "But I will trust in the Lord." The fact that the psalm writer starts off with a conjunction saying "but" tells us that everything that happened before doesn't even matter when we can bring ourselves to a place where we say, "But I will trust in the Lord." When we know we've been in situations that we should not have come out of, we can say, "But I will trust in the Lord." Can you think about some things that you've been through and think about some situations where you found yourself struggling to trust God? But how did you get there to that place where you could finally say, "I will trust in the Lord"? That's where we have to dwell on today in our thoughts. Before we go through our day, before we deal with every situation that we're dealing with, we have to think about, how do I trust in the God that I know is able and capable to do exceedingly and abundantly above all I can ever ask or think? The truth is, be told, we will realize that God actually allowed the situation to be set up. He actually folded it and molded it and made it into what it is and allowed us to go through it because there's a way of escape. And the way of escaping what you're going through today is simply in trusting in the Lord. Don't be moved. When you feel like fainting, don't faint. When you feel like you're at the end of this rope, don't give up at that point. But know that God is able and waiting on you to finally let go and realize that I can't do it on my own. I can't do this thing, Lord. But I can do it with your help. God, I can make this thing happen if you can only help me trust you. I'm a believer, but help me believe you. Today, I'm only speaking to believers today. I'm asking you to learn to believe in God when you feel like you can't believe in anything else. Learn to believe in God when it seems like He's the furthest at this point. Why am I saying this? Because I've learned through experiences that my life is built upon one or two foundations. Faith in myself or faith in something that's greater than me. Because anything that's beneath me has no sure foundation. And even myself, I'm shaky at times, but I know God is consistent. That's why we have to lose ourselves, lose our logic, lose our reasoning, and find ourselves in Christ when the enemy tries to dig us up. So the question today is, when the enemy attempts to dig you up in your mess, what will he find you rooted to? Will he find you rooted in cars? Will he find you rooted in money? Will he find you rooted in relationships? Prayerfully, he'll find you rooted in your relationship with Christ. Above everything else, dearly beloved, don't give up and know that God is able, even today.